series tend to follow tropes. Why? Because they're easy? Because they're recognizable? But how about fun? The reverse of the protagonist is a trope I feel is a pretty fun one to explore. Whether that be an evil mirror version of the main hero, or a reverse-like anti-hero version of the main protagonist. Someone to match the main hero's every move. This trope can be a fun one to explore. And Sonic does have his rogue gallery of rivals. You've seen the title and thumbnail to this video. I am J5 the Hyperforce, the one that flies super high with style and panache. And on this episode of Hyper Talks, a rambly video series where I talk about design, writing, oddities, reviews, basically anything relating to my passions and or profession, I will be designing a true rival for my Sonic FC, Lacey the Red Panda. She's gonna get a proper rival, yep. Just as an FYI, BTW, this was gonna be a part of the second Lacey video that I made, which you should check out, by the way, after checking the original Lacey video. Watch them both! But the section on the rival is so big and detailed, I figured they should just get their own video. This rival overshadowed the original concept of that previous Lacey video, so the rival got their own video. You're watching it right now. This is kinda like a Lacey DLC video, a Lacey expansion pack video, a Lacey the Red Panda DX Battle Ultimate video. Actually, they're remakes, so it wouldn't really work for this analogy. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know. I already have a rival-centric sequel video in the form of the Rowdy Rough Boys Z video, which you should watch, by the way, after watching the original Powerpuff Girls Z video I did on this channel. I've suggested you watch 4 videos on my channel now, which you should. So I'm basically just doing that again, but for Lacey. Sound good? Good, because you don't get a choice in the matter. Let's go! Wait, that's the wrong series. I need a better phrase before the scene transition cuts in. So, I'm just gonna act like I haven't already designed Lacey's rival, just to show you my thought process when creating this crazy teal bitch, okay? Okay, cool. First we'll need to get a concept down before we decide on anything else. Yes, they are Lacey's rival, but what opposing themes could they have? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. If Lacey's a giant sword, her rival should be a giant shield. An unstoppable force versus an immovable object. While Lacey's rival could be another kind of sword, I think them being a shield just works a lot better. I guess the rival is something more like a Knuckles or a Jet, versus something like a Metal Sonic or a Shadow rival. Even though we kinda already have Metal Lacerate, but whatever. So, that's gonna be our theme, a big shield character. Just to keep it Lacey-like, I'm going to be making them a girl. Plus, the name that I have in mind fits a girl better. That name being Mamoru. Mamoru? I'm English, so it's Mamoru, but it's a Japanese word, so it should be Mamoru. It's Japanese, meaning stuff like guard, protect, and defend. Perfect for our shield girl here. The name sums up her theme pretty well, like Lacey's name is derived from the word lacerate. If you don't know by this point, Sonic characters' names are derived from their theming. Sonic is named after his speed, Tails is named after his, well, you can fucking guess. Blaze is named after the fact she has fire powers, blah blah blah, yeah, you know. Sonic characters are named after their theming. So, Lacey, lacerate, Mamoru, protect, guard, and defend, yeah, you get it. So the animal. What animal am I going to make Mamoru? I'm going to make the shield woman a panda, since it's a counter to the red panda that Lacey is. They're both pandas, or at least animals with the panda name. Yeah, I know they're not actually related, but whatever. Plus, the bulkier frame of the panda I think would work well with the concept that I have for Mamoru. Mamoru? I'm going to be switching pronunciations and you're gonna have to put up with it. That concept being a more bulky defensive character. Because shield. I could have gone with a raccoon, given that they are more closely related to red pandas than pandas actually are, but I think this fits better because of the body frame and the relation, quote-unquote, red panda versus black and white panda, yeah. Even though pandas are kind of fakers and red pandas are more panda than pandas are, from what I've heard. I guess it makes the "I found you faker" thing a bit more fitting for Lacey and Mamoru. I found you, faker! Faker! You're the fake fucking panda around here! You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake, you slag! I kick her in the fanny! I can't do the fucking accent, I'm sorry, this part's getting cut out for sure. Personality-wise, you may think I'd go for a ladylike, sophisticated woman to counter Lacey's silly and little shit energy-like personality. But that is where you're dead wrong. Mamoru is going to be even more crazy than Lacey is. If Lacey is little shit energy, Mamoru is big shit energy. Mamoru is a crazy woman with a passion for fighting and defending her home and people. Remember, Lacey by default is a sweet girl. Mamoru will be wild by default. She sees an Eggman mech about to attack her home, or maybe an attack from the Deadly Six, or an attack from one of the Sonic Frontiers Titans, maybe. She would crave to fight the fucker. She is Windy Hill Village's main guardian after all. Whatever guardian means, High Guardian Spies! She protects the village from Deadly Six attacks, or any other kind of attacks that the village and the residents may fall prey to, with her own crazy edge, of course. Lacey may be ready to fight for what's right, but Mamoru is always ready to throw down a showdown. Play my visual novel! Mamoru is always ready to fight. They both may be a sweet lass and a feisty man, but when they're both together...
Cool! Yeah! You're right! Okay! Yeah! Cool! I got it! Okay! Yeah! Cool! Yeah!
Sag schon, Sasuke!
They bring out the wildest in each other. They may be rivals, but if you bully Lacey, Mamoru will come for you. No hesitation. She will go feral. She's kinda like a big sister to Lacey, even if they aren't really related. Like a competitive rivalry, but they do care for each other. This is sort of a rivalry that I don't think has been done in Sonic yet. A family-like rivalry, a sisterly rivalry. Even if Lacey and Mamoru aren't related, they could be sisters! They could be like, adopted sisters, I don't know. Spiritually sisters. So I think that is sort of a rivalry angle that could work really well with these two. A sisterly rivalry. Yes, Lacey and Mamoru may get at each other's throats. Heck, I don't even know if Mamoru even likes Lacey half the time, but they do care for each other. And if you bully Lacey, you know, I said it before, Mamoru will destroy you. So Mamoru is more like an anti-hero rather than a villain. Kinda like an in-between of Shadow and Knuckles in terms of how her rivalry works with Lacey. Not like, say, Negative Duck from Darkwing Duck or Metal Sonic, you know, their actual villain rivals. Mamoru is a anti-hero rival. She is a hero, but she's a bit demented. She is the Wario to Lacey's Mario. Yes, because that's the right franchise. Take Lacey and just make her even more extreme and bad. Mamoru is a bad bitch for sure. She's even Scottish! Okay, she's not Scottish, she's Windy Hillish? Yeah, she's a Lost Hexian? Yeah, just like Lacey. She's not Scottish, but I can see the way that she speaks and her voice being Scottish. A very silly and aggressive-like voice. Let me just show you an example of what I mean.
Use me words, eh? Oi, slag! Twirl! Your mum!
I know that Mamo is quite Surge-like, but I guess that's what happens when you take Lacey's little shit energy and make it the main character trait, and then double it up. Lace and Mamo are pretty much the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. They are perfect counters to each other. So, do you like Mamoru's personality? Do you think Mamoru is a good enough rival for Lacey? Let me know in the comments below, because feedback is cool! So, as you've been seeing throughout the video, this is Mamoru's design. She has a bigger, fluffier frame with long arms. Those arms have these special massive shields embedded into her fur. That's what she uses to guard against threats or Lacey's huge sword. One of the key goals I had for this design is that I wanted the shields to be a part of her arms. She can just whip her arms around to defend herself. I did not want a shield tail. I wanted shield arms. That is the most effective place to put shields after all. But why is she teal? Cyan? It's more teal, isn't it? It seems more teal to me. First of all, hedgehogs aren't blue. Second of all, it's because Mamoru's colour scheme, for the most part, is a photo-negative version of Lacey's. Watch what happens when I invert the colours on Lacey and Mamoru. Boom! They turn into each other's colours. Kinda. I gave Mamoru darker shades of teal, because the lighter shades just didn't fit her character that well. Plus it was kinda hard to look at. So I just decided to make her teal a bit darker. Yes, it's not 100% accurate to Lacey's colour. It's a slightly darker red when you invert it, but whatever, I don't fucking care. It's in the same ballpark and that's what I wanted. However, I've been keeping a secret from you all. This isn't the only version of Mamoru. So, Mamoru, shed your extra fur and show the masses your alternate form. That's right, baby! Mamoru has a basic form, or whatever I'm gonna end up calling this form. The base form? Leotard form? Zero suit form? Mamoru has the ability to grow metal-like fur from her body and wear it like a suit of armor. She can rip herself out of the armor if she's in dire straits and needs to retreat. This allows her to become a lot more mobile. In this form, you can see her leotard and gloves. Her leotard is a light grey because it's the inverse of Lacey's black leotard. Her gloves' cuffs have this shield-like design, just like Mamo's shield arms, her shoes, and her hair. Just like how Lacey's sword shape shows up all over her design, Mamo's shield shape also shows up all over her design. So that's both Mamoru's armoured and basic forms. But that's just her Sonic design. It is me we're talking about after all! Because Lacey has a human form, I did one for Mamoru too. Here's Mamoru the Panda, but a human! I took the armoured fur and made it a big oversized jacket for her, with the giant shields being on her giant sleeves, of course. Just like Pokemon Iono's jacket, actually. This is actually the design slash vibe I wanted for Mamoru. Mamoru's wearing a bulky jacket-like armor piece, giving her that big bulky panda bear-like body without her actually being built like that. She is a bit of a thicker woman, but not that thick. So, on Sonic Mamoru, it's extra fur. On human Mamoru, it's a massive jacket. But what about a Dream Shot Mamoru to counter Dream Shot Lacey? It is a bit complicated to say whether she's a thing or not, but I did design a set of Mamorus for Dream Shot just in case. This is Mamoru Pandadian. Temporary name, but I can't think of anything better. She has a normal world form, wearing overalls just like Lacey does. The huge jacket and leotard design is her Dream World form. Just like Lacey's leotard swordswoman look is her Dream World form. Mamoru, of course, is going for a similar vibe to Lacey like she always has. A Mamoru to counter every version of Lacey. Sonic Mamoru, Human Sonic Mamoru, and Dream Shot Mamoru. I hope you like these designs. Let me know in the comments below. Hey you! Yes you! Want to play a fun, energetic, adventurous story? With a big cast of fun characters, taking place in a modern fantasy, gunplay, AR sports-centered world? Then please check out my visual novel with a simple yet vast battle system, Armatalum Showdown! It's about a group of late teenagers, young adults, trying to uncover the lost history of the new kingdom of Bidondera and the AR sport of Armatalum. Along the way you'll fight villains trying to do the same, and grow bonds with your party party and the island. When a fight occurs within the story, you play the game's fight scenes while customizing your blaster's abilities and ammo. The game features many characters with their own unique ways to throw down a showdown, along with many different game modes to spice up the way you battle your opponents. I'm plugging my game because if you like both Beat 'em On and Bottleman, then you will love Armatalum. You can download the demo or play the full early access work-in-progress game over on my itch.io. Development will carry on once the lovely people want more Armatalum. If you want more, you get more. It would be amazing and mean the world to me if you at least tried out the demo. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, then maybe my top-down combat adventure prototype game, Dream Shot, might. You control 3 differently elementally themed characters as you explore the weird worlds of the escape zones to free its host from a never-ending nightmare. Each of the playable characters have their own skills and stats, within a combat system that encourages you to mix and match those 3 powers. The game is completely free and it's short, so there's no harm's done in giving it a go. I just want to know if the gameplay is a good idea or not. If it is, then I will expand the story and gameplay. I also have a speedrun time on the game, so if you want to see if you can beat the developer's time, then give it a Dream Shot. Ha! Ha! Thank you for listening to my adverts. I'll let you get back to your regularly scheduled J5 the Hyperforce content. I gave Lacey a gameplay section in her video, so why not give one to Mamoru, huh? So let's go over how Mamoru would play in a Sonic game. Because it's fun and I have a degree in game design, let me use it. Her movement is slow. Well, slow for a Sonic character, that is. She's still fast, but is noticeably lacking. Why? Well, those big shields, of course. They do weigh her down. She can still make it through loop-de-loops, but she is noticeably slower. Those shields are the main selling point of playing as Mamoru. She is so defensive. Duck down to have her shield herself. She is basically invincible in this state. The only thing that can stop her are attacks that would be considered as grabs. Like from the boss Big Arm, for example. Her spin dash isn't really a dash. She's able to roll forwards for a little bit with one push of the spin dash button. However, keep mashing and she'll keep rolling, getting faster and faster. It is a clunkly... Clunkly? What the fuck? This is a clunky spin roll dash? But this is Mamoru. Speed isn't the thing that she focuses on. Unlike Rice Speeder, check out those videos. Plus, it's like how pandas just roll around sometimes. This roll dash, however, allows her invincible docking state to be mobile, since her shield is in front of her roll. I know most spin dashes can be like invincible in technicality, but let's just say Mamoru's is even stronger. It's a stronger spin dash, but it rolls, not dashes. How is the shield outside of the spin ball? Look, if Tails and Cream's tails and ears can be exposed outside of the jump ball, along with Lacey's tail, so can Mamoru's arms. Or at least the shield. She can attack in a few ways. By jumping on her foes, much like everyone else, or by doing a lariat spin to slap those huge shields into people's faces. Just like a whack! Her roll dash is a form of attacking too. She can also avoid damage while airborne by using the insta-shield from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. She also has Mighty's spike protection gimmick from Sonic Mania, where in her jump ball, she can land on spikes once as a form of protection, landing on them again when uncurled however, and ouch. So Mamoru stole some defensive tactics from other Sonic characters, but she does have a defensive gimmick all of her own. Collect a shield item and Mamoru will gain 2 of them. This is the double shield ability. So when she grabs a shield, she can be hit twice before losing her rings. Not only that, but the effects of the shield are amplified. The fire shield's air boost goes further, or just is faster. The water shield naturally bounces higher, and the lightning shield draws in rings from a further radius, and gives Mamoru a triple jump instead of a double jump. Of course, the shield-based character would get amplified effects from shield items. It just seems so fitting. But rings. When Mamoru loses all of her rings and then gets hit again, she doesn't die. Instead, her armor breaks. Yes, her armor also acts like a shield item. In this state, Mamoru is in her basic form. This form gets rid of all of the shield and defensive gimmicks, in exchange for a faster run speed, something like Knuckles' run speed in the 2D Sonic games, and a proper spin dash. However, you will die in one hit if you have no rings. This is Mamoru's last line. Most characters would be dead by now. She's still somehow hanging on. This form is her tactical retreat option. The armor can regenerate once you collect a certain amount of rings. Maybe like 10? 20? Something around there. If there's no rings left, well, good luck. Mamoru is still capable in this form, but very limited with her defensive options. This is a faster but riskier Mamoru. You can also manually eject Mamoru by holding up and mashing jump. I decided that it should be a mashing jump input, so then it's always going to be an intentional input. Ejecting Mamoru by mistake is probably going to be one of the worst game design decisions out of any of the Sonic characters, so mashing basically means you're the one who asked for this. From this point, if you want your armor back, collect 10 more rings, or whatever the amount ends up being. So that is Mamoru's moveset. Very defense-orientated and tactical. While Lacey is the kind of character that can just rush through and break everything, Mamoru can barge through, but requires some quick thinking when it comes to the bosses, since she's less equipped to handle direct fights. Ironically enough, given her battle-hungry attitude, she can just jump onto or spin into enemies for attacks. But Lacey can do all sorts of extra maneuvers. Lacey is rushed down while Mamoru is a tank. So, what do you think of Mamoru's gameplay style? I know I wrote this like a 2D game, but this can work in 3D too. Just change some of the buttons around and whatnot. Yeah, what do you think of Mamoru's gameplay? What do you think of the double shield gimmick? That is the thing that made me want to write this section in the first place, the fact that Mamoru gains 2 shields at once. Let me know in the comments below. So, what is Mamoru's backstory? Well, she also got subjected to the Badnik cyborg experiment that Lacey went through. Hence her ability to grow metal-like fur, that she can use to cloak herself with like a set of armor. She was the first, actually. No, I'm not doing a FNAF reference. That's how she gained her role as the village's guardian. She was the only one with the capability, and is batshit insane enough, to guard the village from threats like the Zeti. A fun little piece of trivia you could put in here is that the Deadly Six was actually the Deadly Eight, but Mamoru killed 2 of them. Another silly detail that I may or may not add is that the village's mayor is Mamoru's grandfather. Mamoru is a pretty important girl to the village. Not only is she the mayor's daughter, but she's also the main guardian. That's if I want her to be the mayor's daughter, you know. She's still the guardian though, that's the main solid thing about this. Mamoru was an experiment, and she became a guardian because of it. And she's 100% off her rocker. She doesn't even have the rocker anymore. She broke it intentionally. She destroyed it because she thought it were funny. Lacey does look up to Mamoru, and once she gained her bladed tail, she decided that she wanted to guard the village too with Mamoru. But Momo, being the insane bitch that she is, took this as a challenge. Instead of fighting side by side, it's now a competition to see who is the better guardian. Well, it was. Mamoru kind of won by default since Lacey suddenly just dropped into Sonic's world. But whatever, the competition is still raging on, and it goes outside of the village now. Who is the better hero, Mamoru or Lacey? Let me know in the comments below. Is it the sweet girl who can be crazy at some point? Or is it the crazy bitch that is even crazier sometimes? They do say a good defense is a great offense or whatever. Whenever those two meet, you know it's going to turn into a dick measuring contest between the two. But they're girls. Boob measuring contest? Fanny measuring contest?
Let me at her! I'll kick her in the fanny!
Yeah, not too much backstory, but I didn't want it to be anything massive for both Mamoru and Lacey. Both of them were experimented on, and now they live their lives using their upgrades to fight bad guys. Boom, done! It's just as simple as that. What's Sonic's backstory? He's as free as the wind and likes to save the world from the tyranny of Eggman. He likes to protect nature. That's his backstory. Boom, done, whatever. It's not fucking Ivro Kinto Ball or whatever the fuck the Archie Sonic comics did. Let me know what you think about Mamoru's backstory in the comments below. Lacey Free and Mamoru! That's what this video is! Lacey the Red Panda Free, combined with Lacey and Mamoru to create Lacey Free and Mamoru. Yes! I got it! Sorry. That analogy was still bothering me. So that was a journey, wasn't it? Overall, Mamoru is a crazy shield girl to Lacey's crazy sword girl. Do you like this crazy bitch? Do you like her design, personality, gameplay, backstory? Do you like the overall character and story of Mamoru the Panda? Let me know in the comments below. Also, yes, I did just make the Ultra Magnus of Sonic FCs. Thanks for asking! Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. It's important feedback for my content and helps me out on YouTube's algorithm and all that shit. Follow me on Twitter, Twitter, it's fucking Twitter, at J5 the Hyperforce, to keep up to date with whatever projects I'm working on, suggest me ideas, or tease upcoming content, or shitposting, because sometimes I do that too. If you have any fan arts to send me, like maybe of Lacey and Mamoru, another fan character of mine, Rina Bina, maybe VTuber Jody or Sakura Yui, or anything else relating to me and the channel, send them to me on my Twitter, at J5 the Hyperforce, and I will feature them in the next Hyper Talks video I am editing at the time. Don't forget to check out my video game, Armatalum Showdown, the visual novel with a battle system. If you enjoy my character designs and how I tackle making characters and whatnot, Armatalum is sure to impress. There's also Project Dreamshot to try out. Mamoru's rival, Lacey, will be a pretty important character to that story, so make sure to check it out. Dreamshot is still being worked on, so I hope you stay tuned to see what I've done with the story. In the meantime, you should play Armatalum Showdown and the prototype build of the Dreamshot video game. And with all that said and done, this has been J5 the Hyperforce. I will see you whenever next. Goodbye, sayonara, and all that goodbye things, baby. I don't fucking know how to do these outros anymore. Bye!